used to love when I could be surprised, and Raw was great for those things,
Always, always great.
and they could build things up and they could, just like back in the day, not even just Raw, back in the day, like in the 80s when they used to do the vignettes, like the $1 Million Man. Come on, bro.
Those were great.
Come on. Awesome. Even the bad wrestlers that they brought in, the vignettes were just good. You looked forward to seeing the
I'll tell you what's wrong with vignettes today. The problem is with these vignettes, they do them. They still try to do them. And the problem is with them, they do it too much. Like Veer Mahan, one new school guy, they tried doing this for 6 months of mediocre vignettes until he arrived on Monday Night Raw. Botched. AEW right now, they're doing the Book of Hobbs. And they've been, it was great the first couple ones, and now they had him bring an actual book into the segments. And now it's getting a little old. It's like, okay, when are we going to see him, squash somebody? When is
Yeah.
he going to, get into the ring? The problem is vignettes, it's all about timing. And back in the day, the timing was perfect.
Yep.
And it always created and helped a superstar. And I have to tell both Ben and Danny this on the We Are Wrestling Talk show, which, by the way, airs every Saturday here on the We Are Wrestling channel. A vignette can make a superstar
Absolutely.
easily. And that's the problem with today's wrestling. The vignettes, when they try to do them, they
It's
go
too
on too
rushed.
long. Too
Yeah.
long.
Too wrong. Yeah, too
They
long.
drag it on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but and what I meant by rushed is it's too like they do drag it, but then when the character finally comes out, they don't do it the right way. You know what I mean? They don't take care. It's just, yeah.
That's
Um,
exactly what the problem is.
Another thing I miss is,
And they get a solid push for like 3 weeks and then they start jobbing out.
yeah, exactly. Like, speaking of that, that's what I was gonna say. What I miss is when they had Superstars of Wrestling and Wrestling Challenge, the 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 superstars would wrestle the jobbers, and then they would save the actual, they would have the storylines going throughout the show of
Mhm.
what's going to come up in the pay-per-views. They only had the four main ones at the time, a year. They didn't have 12 or 15, 16 of them. So they would do the lead ups to them, and then they had the interview segments like the body shop or the Piper's Pit, the funeral parlor. And then, they would always do the interviews. They would always keep up with the storylines, but these guys would wrestle the jobbers. They weren't giving away those matches for the pay-per-views on TV.
Yep.
So it was special when you saw it on the pay-per-view, it was special.
You see, here's the thing.
You're not
With
seeing
I do
Brock
agree
Lesnar
with
and
you.
Batista 18 times a year. You know what I
Look,
mean?
I do 100% agree with your take. But something that I do like that new school wrestling does, and AEW, I believe, started this trend where they have the regular episodes of AEW Dynamite. And then periodically, like once a month, they will do specials where you get it for free. You get great matches out of it, and it feels like a pay per view for free. And
Yeah.
NXT also does this as well. And something I don't understand is why does WWE not do that for Raw or SmackDown? It would be a little bit more watchable if they actually did something like that.